Okay, hello everyone. This is another video, but this video I'll be talking about Cambridge IGCSE English as a second language. All right, this is another subject I also take aside psychology. All my videos on this channel so far has been on psychology, but today I'll be looking at English as a second language. So I'll be covering paper one, how to answer paper one, English as a second language. So let's dive straight into it. Okay. Yeah, so there's this comprehension passage, exercise one. All right, because it's a very short time, you just have 2 hours to cover the entire paper. So you have to be very fast with it. Now, looking at the comprehension passage, you can go through it, try to read and understand it as quick as you can. But just for the purpose of this video, I won't be going through it. I've already gone through the paper before. Okay, so as to make it very fast. Now, when was the term cosplay invented? Um, okay. The term cosplay comes from two words, costume and play, joined together. Although it wasn't called cosplay then, it started in 1939 when fans wore costumes at the first ever science fiction conference. Okay, fans wore this thing, all right? They wore it here, but that doesn't mean that was the dates, right? We have to be very, very critical. The name was actually created in 1984, so this shows the answer by a Japanese man who, so straight on 1984. What they do sometimes is that they try to confuse you, but what the first date says was that they wore the costume, but he never said they called it cosplay at that time. So 1984. What type of cosplay does Lana prefer? Okay, let's look at that. I'm just going to be scanning through to pick the answers. Okay, what type? Mm, 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 mm. Okay, cosplay isn't always about science fiction, although I like that. Fantasy is what I would choose before anything else. Okay. Now, anyway, cosplay isn't all about science fiction. Although I like that, fantasy is what I would choose before anything else. So, fantasy is our preference. Okay, but are we sure that is actually Lana? You have to be careful. Okay, by Lana Bridge. Yeah, so the write-up is actually about Lana. So we're cool. So fantasy. Fantasy. Now, what is the most famous cosplay contest called? The most famous. Okay. 18th century. I think, but whatever type of cosplay people are into, I'm sure they all agree to it gain confidence and settling. Those days there are cosplay competition around the world, and even if you can't attend them in person, they are amazing to watch online already. Okay, there is Euro cosplay, which have been to in London, in Nordic cosplay champion, and the best known of all is the World Cosplay Summit. Okay, let me check the question again. What is the most famous? The most famous there, and then this particular word, the best known, actually means they mean the same. Best known, all right? Known more than others. Okay, comes as at the top. All right. So the World Cosplay Summit. That's the answer. Summit. Cool. All right. Now, what type of character is Lana planning to be in to be next in the cosplay? So we're looking at the character. What character is she gonna play? What character in the next one? What character is in the next one? Some of the cosplay costume I've seen are incredible and can be really complicated. You don't just need the right clothes, but also makeup, hairstyle, whatever. Okay, like a particular ring or wooden stick. Okay, having to come up with some of my costumes means I've become much more creative. Since I took up cosplay, I've tried a wide range of characters, including, yeah, she has tried this. Okay, no, he has tried this. I believe is a man, old man with a beard. What I am preparing for now is a non-human role. Yeah, you see that? This is what is preparing for now. So, which means the next one will be this. I believe I've got one in mind. I've got one in mind, but I generally keep my plans secret. So, yeah, non-human role. That's the answer. Non-human role. Non non-human role. Okay. Oh, the next question. How would Lana like to make money from cosplay in the future? Okay, let's check this out. Mm, Now you will discover as well that the answers most of the time they are arranged um, periodically, like the following the particular structure. You see the question one, the answer at the top, and then subsequently you see the other answers. But when it comes to the last question, you actually need to look through everywhere or the entire text to be able to pick out the answers. Okay, what are we looking for again? Did I just what? Oh, let me just check. I think I lost my thought. Yeah, how to make money from cosplay in the future. Okay. Okay, if you look online, you'll find a lot of people selling cosplay costumes, though it can be a good way to make money. I personally can't imagine selling mine. Okay, I like the idea of reusing them. Professional cosplayers can earn lots of money too. Promoting a particular event or product. Taking photographs at cosplay event is my plan. I'll charge people for them. So I'll be able to attend all the events and make a living at the same time. So I was planning to do that. Okay. Taking photographs at cosplay event is my plan. So you will charge for that pictures, that photographs, right? So taking photographs at cosplay event. That's the answer. Taking photograph at cosplay event. Okay, how has Lana benefited from doing cosplay? 3 details. Now, this one, I do tell my students, don't write your answers on the same line. Like 3 answers, don't write the 3 answers on the same line. One answer here, another answer here, another answer here. As simple as that. And you are good. Okay? So, how that particular, how cosplay has actually benefited Lena or Lana. Okay. Here we have to look through when people dress up to make. Okay. The term cosplay comes from 2 words, this and this and this and that. Okay. Now the name was actually created in 18 by this. And since there has been rapid growth, number of people enjoying, I've made so many friends since I took it up. He has benefited by doing what? Made so many friends. Made so many friends. Okay, let me draw a line here. Made so many friends. Number one. Okay. Anyways, cosplay isn't all about science fiction, although I like that fantasy. Okay, there are a lot of people who are historical. Dressing up days. Not really my whatever type of clothes we are into. I'm sure. Okay. I'm sure they will all agree that they've gained confidence from doing it. Okay. I certainly have. I would have negated that this is wrong, but because they said, or because Lana also agreed that he has, then that shows that he has also gained confidence. Gain confidence by doing that. Okay. Now, these days there are cosplay competition around the world. Okay. Which you don't just have become much more creative. Good. Become, I don't know the full sentence. I just need to pick the key point. All right. So that is actually English as second language. You don't really need to write the full sentence. So far, the point is explaining the idea already, then you're good. Okay. Become much more creative. So we can write now. Become much more creative. Okay, this is one. Number two, gain confidence and made so many friends. Gained confidence. Okay. Made so many friends. Yeah, good. We're good to go. All right. For this one, this is the multiple matching. So, wild swimming. Okay. So, I won't be reading the text as well because of the time. It will take a whole lot of time. And I don't want this video to be too long. So I just want to cover 4 exercises there. We'll look at each person, the idea each person express. I've actually read the text before now, so it will be easier for me to just go straight to identify the answer. But what I will do is I will try to identify the reason each answer is the correct one. You see. Now, looking at the first one, who suggests why wild swimming is better than swimming in a pool? Okay, someone expressed that idea. Okay, that wild swimming is better than swimming in a pool. I believe it's somewhere around C. Okay, yeah. My friend and I were both near an island, and although I've never swum in the sea before, okay, it was such a hot sunny day that I didn't hesitate to jump in. Talking to my friend about it recently, I said, number of was my concern at the time of the creature. Okay. Yeah, I swim indoors regularly. Okay, but given the choice between fresh air, that is swimming in the wild now in the open space, fresh air rather, and chemicals that you find indoors in the swimming pool you have around your house compared to maybe the beach where you have the fresh air. Now, I know which I would go for. Sometimes I swim on my own, other times I meet up with group. Now, that thought doesn't bother me anymore, and I will happily swim in the sea whenever I have the chance. Okay? So, it shows that it will happily swim in the sea, which is priority. Now, he also swims indoor as well, but given the choice between fresh air and chemicals, I know which I would go for. So he has already expressed his happiness here. So he categorizes the indoor as the chemicals. You see, so showing that he tends towards the fresh air. Okay, I think I'll just skip this one. It will take my time explaining each one. It will really take a lot of time. Okay, but in case if anyone needs a video on that, which I don't really think it's necessary, okay, you can write it in the comment section. All right, and then I will see into it. Okay, so let me just move straight into the note making is the other part. This one is, and also for the multiple matching, although this is not the best thing to do, but what I often advise is the multiple matching, you don't have to start with it. Even if you start with a comprehension passage, you can skip the multiple matching. You can jump straight to the note making, do the note making, and then the next one will be the multiple option, okay? Multiple choice. You can skip that as well. So you can do exercise 1, leave 2, do exercise 3, then leave exercise 4, then do your writing, the email and either article, report, review, or essay. So when you're done with those ones, now depending on how much time you have left, if you still have luxury of time, enough time to cover the exercise 2 and 4 which you have left, then you attack it. But if you do not have any time at all, like it, you only have about 2 minutes or 1 minute. So instead of getting 0 in exercise 2 and 4, you can just write a single letter like A. So there you will still be certain to have at least 1 or 2 marks. So it is best for you to write A in exercise 2 than for you to leave your writing undone if you are not a fast candidate when it comes to writing exam. You see, because I have students like that they are not really fast when it comes to writing. But one thing about examination is time management. So examiners will not give you extra time. When it's time, it's time. So if you're unable to finish the entire exercises, rather than leave the essays, which happens to be the essays, I'm talking about the email and then the exercise 5 and 6. All right, so rather than leaving those ones undone, which covers 30 marks, and then you spend the entire time on the reading, okay, so it is actually not worth it. I prefer you do the comprehension, you do the note making, and then you do your writing. So at least, even if you had written something tangible in the essay, if you are taking your time to do something, I believe you shouldn't get 0, right? You should be able to get something from it as well. Okay, so take your time and do your essays very well, not to spend too much time on it, but do it properly. Okay, do your essays very well, your writing aspect, do it very well. Now the time you have left, you can now rush back to exercise 2 and exercise 4. So that's my advice to my students in case they find themselves in a condition where they do not have enough time to cover their exercises. Okay, so now moving to the note making. uh, Policies that have been introduced to reduce car use. What are the policies? Okay, we are going to identify policies in the test that have been introduced to reduce car use. Okay, can I change the color of this? Oh. Okay, Yeah, the numbers of cars on our road has risen rapidly in recent years, causing traffic jams and an increase in pollution and contributing to global warming. I've decided to look into what has been done. Okay, now one study carried out by this 75% of the method introduced to cut car use were put in place by. Okay, now the most successful city have created policy which, all right, which also encourage people to change them. Now all these are just introduction. Okay, paragraph 1 and 2. One strategy that has been obvious, that has an obvious impact on drivers, is removing parking space. This is straight, very correct. Oh, I chose to raise that initial. Okay, yeah, I'm going to pick color blue for the first one. Yeah, removing parking space. Okay, over 10 years ago, urban designer. So this is one of the policy. Designer Alison Lee was involved in the project. Australia, which did just this. Despite complaints from some traders and residents, it has been a success. My city council recently proposed the same thing. The same thing is still this removing. All right. And it made me think about what I could do. I realized there are plenty of alternatives to driving. Renting an e-bike was one thing I did to see how well I could manage without my car. So that's another one. Right, okay, but that's not a policy. Okay, it's just an action, what people do, but not a policy. Policy like instruction given from by the government. All right. Now, elsewhere, creating car-free zones. Yeah, this is cool. Creating car-free zones has led to a reduction of city center traffic. Okay, this is a policy. Car-free zones, a policy by the government. All right. Now, in Barcelona, Spain, there are areas in the city that can only be accessed by residents and emergency service. Okay. Uh, services. Changing driver to enter part of a city is another approach. Hmm. Hmm. Changing drivers to enter part of a city is another approach. This looks like one. Oh, sorry, charging drivers. Charging drivers. Okay, yeah, this is a policy, obviously. All right. Charging drivers to enter. Sorry, I think. Okay, to enter part of the city. Yeah, let me just leave it there. Okay. Yeah, my screen is a bit far away from my eyes, so it's not that clear to me. Okay, but I think it's fine. I can still cope. Now in London, UK, traffic in the center has been reduced by around these. Is this okay? Other cities have done the same, but although, how many are we to look for? Let me verify again. Okay, we have to look for 4, and we've gotten 3, right? Other cities have done the same. Okay, now okay, one answer is better public transport. Okay, better public transport. This is another one too. Better public transport, which some cities have already provided. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that's 4. Let's see if we can get one more. Oh, let me just leave it there. I think that is fine. Yeah, that is fine. Okay, now moving straight to the next one. What the writer has tried doing in order to reduce his own car use. Now, what is that particular thing the driver has used? I think we'll talk about, yeah, renting an e-bike. Let me change the color here. Okay, renting an e-bike. This is one. Okay. Okay, I've not been doing for a while with friends. What is that? Okay, another option, sharing a car. Sharing a car. Okay, we have one more. One more. Mm, let me go through it again. Okay, let me move down. A large medical center. I decided to give it a go. What was that? But we know people need encouragement as well as rules. One widely explored idea is making a personal travel plan. Okay, I wasn't entirely sure what this meant, so I decided to give it a try. Basically, it involves getting personalized advice on the best way to avoid car use in the city, and I found it really helpful. This is another thing he has done. Okay, um, making a personal travel plan. All right, or we'll say getting personalized advice. This is okay. Making a personal travel plan. So that makes it 3. Yeah, I don't really have to write this. I think the answers are identified already. Okay, so for exercise 4 as well, it's a similar thing. Basically, you just go through it and then you pick the option that clearly aligns with each idea expressed. But one general idea is that the question 10, you find the answer at the top, at the upper part of the essay, and then the subsequent questions, the answer will follow. All right. So I won't be doing this as well. So moving to exercise 5 now. Exercise 5, yeah. So here I will refer you directly to my next video, in which I will cover email writing, how to write an email. Okay, so I will give you the guidelines. I will explain the question to you, and then I will give you a sample to see how your email should be. And then after that, I will also cover another video on what's the next one. Okay, exercise 6. So you should be able to find the link even in the comment section. So exercise 6, I will cover a video on how to write a review for this particular question. Aside that, I will also cover other types of writings you'll find in English as second language, including how to write a report, how to write an article, and then how to write okay, I've said review, report, article, and essay. So essay is the newly included writing for this for the 2024 updated syllabus. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful. I don't want to make the video too long, especially because it's for the IGCSE level. Okay, for the AS and A level, I believe my videos can be a bit longer. They are more mature, so they should have a longer attention span. All right, so I hope this has been helpful. If it has been helpful to you, please like, comment, write your comments, share the video to your friends. Okay, and if it's to your student as well, you can share and subscribe to my channel, and I will appreciate your support a lot. Thank you very much. Okay, my name is Paul. I wish you all the best in your preparation. Goodbye.